What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? Welcome to today's installment of Renegades Reviews. I am the Renegade J.J. Williams, here to bring you my thoughts on yet another Christmas movie. Today we are going to be talking about the Disney-released 1994, November 11th, 1994 to be exact, The Santa Claus. When a man inadvertently kills Santa on Christmas Eve, he finds himself magically recruited to take his place. This movie stars Tim Allen as Scott Calvin, aka Santa, Eric Lloyd as his son Charlie, Judge Reinhold, and Wendy Crewson. Wendy Crewson plays Scott's ex-wife Laura and Judge Reinhold her new husband Neil. David Krumholtz is Bernard the Elf, and many, many others. The Santa Claus is a great holiday movie, in my personal opinion. Love Tim Allen. I think he's a hilarious actor. This movie is no exception. And it's a warm, fuzzy movie like virtually every Christmas movie is supposed to be. You know, you've got the ex-husband who's a workaholic and doesn't see his son as much as he wants to, and the mom resents him for not spending as much time as he can with their son. For the most part, she's still trying to keep him in the picture, despite the fact that he doesn't like the new husband. And then things start to get a little bit crazy, you know. Charlie spends the night for Christmas Eve so that he can be with his dad for Christmas. The incident with Santa happens where they hear Santa on the roof, go outside, check it out. Scott, calls up to him asking what he's doing, and Santa slips off the roof, falls, and ends up disappearing. Quick side thought, is Santa one with the Force? Because he just magically disappears like Yoda does, like Obi-Wan does. Maybe it's because I've done too much Star Wars lately. But anyways, Santa disappears, and Scott is resistant at first to put on the suit, but he eventually does at Charlie's convincing, which enters him into the Santa Claus. Not clauses in the last name, but clauses in a contract clause. By putting on the suit, he is now Santa. They end up making the round of deliveries, go back to the North Pole, and that's where Scott starts to get all the information that he needs from Bernard. Bernard is the next in line elf, I guess you could say. Santa is called the head elf, but underneath him is Bernard. And Bernard starts to give Scott the rundown of what all is going on, points out the clause to him, etc., etc., etc. We meet Judy, a little elf who's been working 1,200 years to perfect her cocoa recipe. Very cute little girl who played Judy. I can't find her name to give her credit. So they leave the day after Christmas, and Bernard tells him he's got 11 months to get his affairs in order before he has to report back for Thanksgiving. During all this time, Neil and Laura feel that this is a delusion that Charlie is having. There's no way that Charlie could have gone to the North Pole. There's no way that Scott is now Santa Claus. And as we get closer and closer to Thanksgiving, Scott starts to take on more of the physical features of Santa Claus. He starts getting heavier. His food tastes start to change. When he delivers the toys as Scott, he's lactose intolerant, and he tells one of the little girls that, so she leaves him soy milk the following year. And when he goes back after completely being Santified, the lactose intolerant milk, the soy milk, tastes disgusting to him because he's now got the taste for real milk. So because of the delusion, Neil and Laura want to prevent Scott from ever seeing Charlie again. And that tugs at the heartstrings of any parent, not being allowed to see your kid. To the point where Scott kind of sort of kidnaps Charlie to take him to the North Pole to get ready for Christmas. They end up putting out an APB on Scott and Charlie. The police force gets involved. Santa gets arrested at one point. But all this has to set up for the big reveal where Scott, as Santa, goes back to the Miller house, Neil and Laura, completely Santified on Christmas Eve, and Laura sees that twinkle in his eyes and realizes that her ex-husband has now truly become Santa. And even Neil, who hasn't believed in Santa since he was 3 years old, comes around and starts to believe. It's a really, really awesome movie. As I stated, I adore this franchise. Love watching it every holiday season. What do you guys out there think of the Santa Claus? Let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. As always, you can tweet them to me at ROWJJWilliams. Let me know what other movies you would like for me to review and discuss. Come January 1st, once we get away and finish up the Christmas movies and start the new year fresh, let me know what you'd like for me to talk about. Leave those suggestions in the comment box below. Tweet those suggestions to me at ROWJJWilliams. And until tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, when I review the Santa Claus 2, I am the Renegade JJ Williams, and I look forward to talking to each and every one of you once again tomorrow.